welcome back to AmityBloom. My name is Nazi and I'm going to be showing you how I typically journal in my junk journal insert that I made for my traveler's notebook. I get a lot of questions as to how I journal inside of my junk journal, and this is just a quick little insight as to how I go about doing it, the types of tools and things that I use, and I hope it gives you a little bit of inspiration and you lose that fear of journaling in a junk journal insert. The whole purpose of, for me, a junk journal, I don't even think it should be called a junk journal, it should be called like a pretty scrappy journal, is that there's no rules. It's already, like, it's not a white page that has to be perfect. You know, it's all different types of papers and sizes, and if you mess up, it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm just going to speed things up for you and come along for the ride.
Alright, so here I'm just flipping through some pages. I don't go in chronological order. I just choose pages that I think would best suit the whatever I'm trying to document. And here I'm going to journal about the camping trip that I just recently took. And I'm covering up that page, that winter scenery, because in the United States we are currently in summer. So that winter spread doesn't really go with what I was trying to document, and I just added some, of course, book page clip-outs, and I just cut off the excess on the side. And then on this page, I'm continuing the spread, and I decided to try something different. That paper that you see there is part of a vintage album I think I got from Amazon. It's not real. No need to fret. I am not cutting up a real vintage album. It's like kind of like in a memory of this artist that created a vintage album, and they're just photocopies. But I decided to add it as a tuck spot. And I used to always tip in like pictures or extra little cards. I used to always tip them in with washi tape. But I just recently discovered that you can pretty much put or make a paper pocket for any style notebook, any type of journal on any type of paper. And in my opinion, it's a lot better than a tip-in because the possibilities are endless as to what you can stuff behind that pocket. And so I just cut it to size and add some double-sided sticky tape. And then here I'm continuing, still on that spread. I grabbed a Project Life card and I decided to add a header. And so here what I did is I got a Maggie Holmes, I believe from the Shine collection, a roller phrase stamp that said Treasured Memories. And instead of stamping it directly onto the Project Life card, I stamped it onto some just scrap pieces of paper that I had lying around. And then again, some more scrap paper. As you can see, if you haven't noticed, I love using my scraps. I save pretty much all my scraps. And here I'm just trying to experiment as to what type of design to add under that Treasured Memories. I think I went with the blue, just because I love the color contrast of like different complementary, is it complementary? I'm not sure, of different colors of the color wheel. So if I have a lot of warm tones, I like to have an opposite accent color as like in the blue cool tones. So that's what I did there. I just think it adds a lot more interest to the title of Treasured Memories. And so on the back, I decided to kind of use it as like a photo card. I think that's, or a photo placement card. I'm not sure what it's called. Just a place to put your pictures on the back, and then on the front you can journal about them. So it's a little bit like a hidden secret kind of thing. So if someone was to go through my journal, they wouldn't initially see the picture. It's just a cute little way to hide your pictures. And in my case, since I'm going to be the one reading it, it's not really to hide it. It's just to have a little bit more fun as to how to place your pictures instead of just, you know, gluing it right on the page. And here I decided to glue it with some glue, which I regret later because as you can see it slips. So definitely use double-sided tape or a tape runner or even staples. I've really been liking the look of staples. It has a really nice rustic vintage look. And there you go. That little card fits perfectly into the pocket. And so here I went to the front. On the front part of my journal, I keep most of my ephemera there. And so we went, well, we were camping. We stopped at this farmer's market to pick up some water and just a little bit of food. And I loved it. It was like a little cottage, and so I wanted to remember that memory. And so I picked up the cute paper brochure from the little farmer's market. So I just decorated it with some washi tape. And then here I had the idea, I had that bumblebee book clip out, which was perfect because the area where we were camping, they were next to our campsite in a hole in the tree, these like Japanese huge bumblebees. I don't know exactly what their name is, but the people I was camping with told me, my friends, that they're the Japanese bee, and they're actually pretty serious. If you get stung by one of these bees, you can end up in the hospital and in some cases even die. So in the moment, we didn't really know how serious it was, but I just wanted to journal about that and the funny situation we got into with one of the bees. And then here in the back, just going into my zipper pouch, picking out some cute little clip outs and some ephemera. I keep most of my little scraps in that zipper pouch in the back. But I wasn't really finding anything I liked. I think I picked out a simple sticker just to decorate that piece of paper. But I didn't want to go too crazy since I did have a lot to journal about. So I didn't want to take up too much space. And here I'm just going into the middle of my insert where I made this envelope where I keep more, yet again, more ephemera. And I picked up this cute little chipmunk image, which I wanted to journal about a chipmunk that I unfortunately saw pass. As you guys all know if you've been watching me for a while, I like to show my gratitude to animals that have passed, and I actually witnessed this little chipmunk pass in front of my own eyes, which was, I just completely had a meltdown, and I couldn't help it. I cried a lot. But I wanted to just pay some respect to that cute little chipmunk, and he's in chipmunk heaven now, but I wanted to include him in my journal so that he will always be remembered. It's cute. It's corny, but I love it. I will always do it. I will always journal about my little animals that I come across. And then I just put that sticky note so I remember to journal about it. And then going through some more pages, thinking where else I can journal, and I picked this page because on another day we went to Waterfall, which is in Georgia, and I went with my partner, and so I wanted to journal about our hike up the waterfall. We weren't prepared. We just brought like half of a water bottle, and we were not expecting that much of a hike. But here I'm just making another little tuck spot from some more scrap paper to tuck that picture that we took at the top of the waterfall behind. And this is just an example that you can make little pockets of various sizes. It doesn't just have to be for a whole page. It can be for, I believe that little tuck spot was about 3 inches long. So wherever you want to tuck something in, you can. You can make pockets out of scrapbook paper, out of like acetate so that it's transparent. You know, the possibilities are endless. So I really suggest you guys to go out of your comfort zone. Instead of adding tip-ins, you know, try to add some pockets into your journal. You will become obsessed, trust me. And then here I am grabbing that our parking pass that we had, and I was thinking of putting it behind a Project Life card, but I thought, you know what, I'll just adhere it with a paper clip because I didn't want it to take up any space, since obviously I want all the space that I can to journal about our experience. And then here it's a little feather that we found going up the waterfall, and I thought it would look really cute just washi taped onto the page with that beautiful floral washi tape that I am obsessed with. And that's it. Pretty simple, not too difficult, and as always, there are no rules. It doesn't matter if it's in a junk journal or in a plain white page notebook. There are no rules when it comes to journaling, so I hope this video sparked your creativity in some way, inspired you, and as always, may your day be filled with peace and love. Bye-bye.